am currently trying to work my way through my massive TBR pile, and that's obviously why I have two big boxes of books sitting on my lap for today's video. Hi guys, it's Jess and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if it is your first time here. Today's video is a little unboxing. Scissors. These boxes are both from Amazon, and Amazon had a 3 for £10 deal on at the moment, so that is what I have gone for. And I don't know about anywhere else, but in this country the Amazon boxes are so hard to get into. Ooh, right, okay, this is the first box, and on the top, oh, it's damaged. So the first book that I have is The Rest of Us Just Live Here by Patrick Ness. I read A Monster Calls by Patrick Ness about 3 or 4 years ago. I haven't picked up any of his other stuff, but another blogger that I follow and I like quite a lot of her Instagram stuff has just finished reading this and she really recommended it. Okay, the next book is one that I am really excited about, but I have just seen that the cover is damaged, so that's a real shame. But it is The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern, and I know that this has been doing the rounds and doing the rounds and doing the rounds on BookTube, and some people love it and some people hate it, but I really wanted to just have a read of it myself and see what my thoughts were. So I haven't seen this cover before on BookTube, so I'm quite excited about that, but I think it might actually be smaller. At the start to the video my camera just died, so I'm sorry if I'm in a different position, but I was just talking about The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. I'm not going to go into detail about this book because, as I said, it has been doing the rounds for quite some time, but I am looking forward to seeing what I think about it. And then because I was doing a 3 for £10 deal, there were a couple of books that didn't immediately grabbed me as one that I'd seen or heard about, but still I thought looked quite interesting, and one of those was The Seven Sisters by Lucinda Riley. I read The Hot House Flower by Lucinda Riley a couple of years ago and I really enjoyed it. So this one is a historical fiction novel. It's about Maya I don't even want to say that, d'Aplessis and her 5 sisters who go to their childhood home on the death of their father, and each of the sisters was adopted by their father at birth, and they each try to find their heritage. Roughly, that's what it sounds like, and it's quite a chunk of a book. I didn't actually realise how big it was, but I think that it sounds very interesting. The protagonist's story begins in Brazil, so I don't really know. It's a bit of a hashed explanation, but I think and thought at the time that it sounded really interesting, so I'm going to give that one a go. It's got a sticker on it! Oh, that's so annoying. It really bugs me when... I'm going to try and get it off. It really bugs me when books have stickers on, and I'm going to try and get this one off because I think it's going to come off. Yes! Oh, just a tiny mark. Ugh. Although it's not as annoying as those stickers that look like stickers but are not stickers, which is even more annoying. So this is Mad Girl by Bryony Gordon. Bryony Gordon is a journalist from the UK, and this is her book about her journey with depression and OCD, and I have heard so much acclaim for this, and it was featured on the Richard and Judy book list for this season, so that's partly why I picked it up. I'm really looking forward to reading this one. Okay, then the next book in here is one that I'm quite looking forward to, but I know very little about because it was a recommendation from someone, and it is Once Upon a Dream, A Twisted Tale by Liz Braswell, and this is basically a retelling or an alternative version of the very famous Sleeping Beauty fairy tale. So it says on the front, what if the Sleeping Beauty never woke up? So I've just seen on the back that this is the second one. It says experience the second title in a thrilling series. I looked and looked. Oh, so the first one I think is A Whole New World. What if Aladdin had never found the lamp? So I'll have to order that one now. But basically these are kind of alternative fairy retellings, and I think that they sound really, really interesting, but obviously this is a bit of a fail because this is the second one, not the first one. And then the final box in this book is A Boy Made of Blocks by Keith Stewart. And again, this one was on the Richard and Judy book list for this season, and I don't know much about it, but I've seen a couple of people mention this just recently and say how heartwarming and beautiful the story was. I'm fairly certain that I'm going to read this one this month because I've just heard so many people praising it, and I'm really looking forward to reading it. I'm so annoyed that I bought the second one in that series after I looked and looked and looked, and obviously didn't look hard enough which order they went in. But anyway, on to my second box, which I think has less books in it this time. Okay, yeah, there we go. So there are 4 books. So the first one is Hidden Figures by Margot Lee Shetterly, and obviously this is just about to be released as a movie. You can see it's got the actors and actresses on the front cover, and this is about the black female mathematicians who helped NASA to win the space race in America. And it says on the back, genius has no race, strength has no gender, courage has no limit. And I honestly didn't know anything about this until I saw the trailer for the movie and thought that it looked so interesting, then realised that it was actually available as a book. So I thought that I would read this first, and it says on the front, the untold story of the African American women who helped win the space race, and the trailer looks absolutely amazing, so I'm really, really keen to read this and then to go and watch the film. Next up is a book that I included in this order even though it wasn't part of the 3 for £10 deal, because I've just wanted to read this book for so long, and I really want James to read this book because he's been moaning that he doesn't have anything to read, and that is The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss. This is obviously a very popular book, again on BookTube. It's a fantasy book, and I started listening to this on audiobook before realising that it was going to take me probably the rest of my life to listen to it on audiobook. It is so in-depth and so descriptive that it's really, really difficult to listen to it without giving it your whole attention, and I just thought I'd much rather be actually physically reading it than sitting and listening to it and not being able to do anything else while I'm listening to it because I'm just completely swept up in the story. So I probably got about 10% of the way through listening to it before I would literally find myself doing the washing and putting it on and then realising that I'd been stood for 20 minutes not doing anything because I was just listening to the story, and I was just completely drawn into the story. So I am so excited to read this, and I did say that I wasn't going to start any more kind of major fantasy series this year, but I'm definitely making an exception for this one. Okay, the next book in my box is Everyone Brave is Forgiven by Chris Cleave. So this is set during the Second World War, and it says on the back, when war is declared, Mary defies her family to protect the children her country would rather forget. Tom refuses to sign up for a conflict he doesn't believe in. Alistair answers the call of duty but can't silence his own heart. Could you dare to fall in love while the world around you is falling apart? And again, I saw quite a lot of people talking about this just recently and really praising it and saying what a descriptive and beautiful story it is. So when I saw it in the offer, I snapped it up. And then the final book in the box is Wonder by R.E. Palacio, and this is about a boy who has a facial disfigurement, and I think it's basically just a narrative of his story and his experience. So it says on the back, my name is August, I won't describe what I look like, whatever you're thinking, it's probably worse. You can't blend in when you were born to stand out. And again, this is another one that I've seen quite a few people talking about and saying that it's very moving and that it's very hard hitting, and I love stories like that, and I think it has been compared to The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Night Time, which I didn't massively love, but I did really appreciate the context of that story. So I think that if this one is anything like that, then again, I'm really going to enjoy it. So there you go, a moderately successful unboxing. Thank you for watching. If you have read any of the books that I unboxed, do let me know your opinion. I will always bump books up my TBR if people really, really recommend them. Of course, just let me know what you're reading at the moment. I always love to hear recommendations and will always chat to you about your thoughts as well. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and give me the thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and I will see you all soon.